If you had to pick if this is Drake being petty or if this is Drake being supportive for Tory, which one would you pick?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I say he's being petty. He's being petty.
I say the same thing. I say the same.
Rappers are sensitive, and two people who are forever going to be tied together, unfortunately, you know, Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. Mm-hmm. We've been talking about them for years, since 2020, when, you know, they had the incident when Megan was shot in the foot. Tory is currently, you know, locked up in prison.
He is.
Likely to be deported when he does get released, what, in like 12 years or something?
Something crazy, 12 years a slave.
Yeah, because it's Black History Month.
I'm just saying. Hey, listen, we got to remember all the history. Don't let it repeat.
Oh,
Don't let it repeat.
But, yeah, you know, he's from Canada. Drake is also from Canada. We talked about Drake and Meg throwing shots at each other over the last couple of years.
Yep.
And, you know, Drizzy, he went to Instagram to post a picture of Tory Lanez, man. He says, you know, three you, like, as in free Tory. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people were upset, man.
People were not happy at all. They were not happy at all. Somebody wrote on Twitter, they said, Drake, stop doing this, trying to be petty with Megan, because you know damn well that this weirdo criminal needs to be locked up. Another person said, Drake, who arguably has one of the largest fan bases in hip-hop, has actively been galvanizing his fan base of misogynistic men and male-identified women, interesting, to attack a black woman who is a victim of gun violence for a year now, but they'll still push the narrative that Megan is the problem. That sounds like a reporter. And the next one was like, Drake is so pathetic. He always wants to beef with women. He doesn't give a fuck about Tory. He just wants an excuse to beef with Meg because he never bucks up to men.
That's interesting. I mean, I think there's some validity to that. You know, Drake, he's a petty guy, and he doesn't hesitate to use his platform to be petty. One person who never says anything about, you know, anything going on in the world is Drake.
That's a fact. That is a fact, yes.
Ever in life. But hey, that's him. He's Canadian. He only gets into girl drama. Or
that's how he gets a cop-out, because he's like, I'm Canadian. I'm not getting into the U.S. issues.
Drake is like black by choice. Like, he, you know what I mean? Like
Logic.
Yeah. For sure, but he's accepted. You know, that's a big difference.
Yes.
Yeah. But, you know, a lot of people are getting on him because they'd say, you know, Megan's a black woman, as the person tweeted, who was a, you know, victim of gun violence. But Tory is his guy. There are a lot of people who have been vocally in support of Tory Lanez, public figures. And Meg, you know, I haven't heard that song ever since the Nicki Minaj stuff died down. But
you didn't hear it out?
No, never. But if I do, I'll let you know. Okay. But she still has a lot of fans, which kind of surprises me because her music hasn't been like super popular in the last few years. But she has a lot of support from people. Do you think that Drake is messed up for supporting Tory?
I mean, if that's his friend, I guess you can say free you, but I think it's stupid. Like, this guy got found guilty. He's in jail for the next decade. Like, who cares? I know Drake doesn't.
How do you know he doesn't care?
Come on, man. Do they even have songs together?
I think so. I don't know. But they, you know, he did his Control Over.
He did. He did.
They have a relationship for sure. He's been pretty supportive of him. I did think the comment was funny that someone said he doesn't really care. He just wants to take shots at Megan, like, because, you know, they played the song "Work" at one of his concerts a few weeks ago, and he said no, like we don't play that song no more.
He's so soft.
It's like, you know what songs they're playing on your
exactly. Like, you did that on purpose to try to throw shade. And the crazy thing is, it's so long ago.
I know, he's still stuck on the Rihanna shit. Like, that's lame. That's just lame. But Drake does a lot of lame shit. Him supporting Tory Lanez, whatever. He's a rapper. Rappers always say free their man. So, like, I feel like Meg Thee Stallion fans, you know, they're more like pop fans than anything. But also, she has been through a lot, so they sympathize with her a lot. So they're very sensitive.
If you had to pick if this is Drake being petty or if this is Drake being supportive for Tory, which one would you pick?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I say he's being petty. He's being petty.
I say the same thing. I say the same exact thing. What do you think, Troy?
Yeah, no, I think it's Drake is the petty king, and I think this is him being petty.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll ever get enough backlash for him to stop doing stuff like this?
No.
Yeah, I think
He's too popular.
Yeah, people's fan bases get upset, but I think overall no one really cares.
Yeah.
It won't happen until he gets to be like 50 years old, and if he's still doing shit like this, then people are gonna say like, "Get your old ass out of here" or something. But it's the age thing.
Yeah,
He's still too relevant.
yeah. I have talked to people, like younger people, and they'll tell me like Drake is like their guilty pleasure. Like they're like ashamed to admit they're Drake fans. So it's changing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a slow but steady thing. But listen, he's gonna make it to that second decade of being number one. So
I don't know. I can argue that forever. Man, but
only 6 more years.
it's not gonna happen. And he's not even really number one now, if you ask me. But his last albums just haven't been that good.
I completely agree from that standpoint. But
Yeah.
people keep buying that shit.
Streaming it. They keep streaming it. This is the streaming era, though. He has really navigated that landscape and dominated that landscape super well. And the radio and other things that kind of died out in the last 15 years. But hey, we'll see. Do you think Megan like drops that album this year, and do you think it'll be well received?
I think there's albums coming over the next like 3-4 months. I think there's going to be a lot of music coming out before the summertime.
Hot Girl Summer again?
I don't know if it's going to be Hot Girl. I just think like a lot of people that haven't been dropping music are going to be finally putting some stuff out. Beyonce is going to be coming. Meg is coming. J. Cole is coming. And those are just 3 of the biggest names that I'm pretty certain are dropping music in the next 5-6 months.
Wow. Yeah, man. What you think about the Beyonce country song?
I thought it was catchy.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine. Yeah. I mean, it's not for me, but I could see it being played in Hoboken this weekend.
Tally ho.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I actually have a clip of it. I'll play it. Do you guys like the new Beyonce country song? Let us know.
Oh my God. Send us some DMs. Make sure you follow, subscribe. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, shout out to B. I'm not into her recent music personally, but let us know. You guys into country Beyonce? What is she trying to do? And what will be the last leg of the Renaissance? This is number 2. Who knows? Will she put out a rap album? I don't know. I hope not.
I don't know, man. I don't know. If she got Jay writing for her, then it could be fire.
Yeah. I always shit talk Beyonce with rapping, but I do love Drunken Love, and she raps really well in that song.
Yes.
So shout out to her.
One of her best songs.
Yeah. One of my favorites. One of my favorites. But yeah, we'll be on the lookout for more Beyonce country stuff. She is from Texas, as she tells us in the song. I hate that song.
Houston.
A few times I've heard it, I'm just like, I do not want to hear this song when I'm outside. I want to be upset.
You think we hear it tomorrow?
No, hell no. Well, maybe. I hope not. They might have some dance.
I hope
mixes.
not too. But
if people start square dancing at Industry Link, I'm leaving.
No.
I'm going home. Man. But someone who needs to come home is Ja Rule, man. He's stranded out in the UK after they won't let him in because of his criminal record. His birthday, is tomorrow. Ja Rule's birthday is February 29th. He's a leap year baby, so he only gets a birthday every 4 years.
Bad news on his birthday. That sucks.
Oh man, and 50 Cent, obviously took no time to take shots at Ja. But what's up with Ja Rule? His management team just terrible at planning events and things, because it's just like he makes more news for the fuck ups than actually seeing him perform.
I don't know how they didn't know this was going to happen. I just don't get it. And then 50, of course, takes all the credit. He's like, I got juice all over the place. You sucker.
That's a lifelong beef, man.
Oh my God. It'll never stop. Never stop.
That's crazy.
Ja's like, nigga, you pussy, shut up.
Oh my God. I mean, that's all you really could say.
That's all he could say. You've been lost that beef, so.
It is what it is. Shout out to Ja. Hopefully he comes back home safe to celebrate his birthday.
Yes.
Oh my God. But yeah. Speaking of concerts, Madonna's on tour, and she actually, she does a nice tribute to, an AIDS tribute for it, and she shows like popular, pop stars, who died of AIDS, like Freddie Mercury and other people. And she also put up Luther Vandross.
Wow. Oh my God. So through her latest tour, like you said, she puts up a bunch of famous names, and it's a photo montage during her performance of her song from 1986. Like, why are you still on tour? But anyway, Live to Tell. Live to Tell is the name of the song.
Nice.
So Luther Vandross's image just suddenly popped up on Saturday in Sacramento, and his estate was like, hold the fuck up. There's no way. So they came out and said Luther Vandross passed away in 2005 due to complications from a stroke suffered 2 years earlier. And while we appreciate Madonna's recognition of those lives lost to AIDS, Luther was never, in all caps, diagnosed with AIDS or the HIV virus. We're not sure where she or her production team received false medical information claiming otherwise, and we're currently in contact with her management to remove Luther Vandross from this tribute.
And they did remove him. They took him off.
Yep.
I thought that was wild, just to throw him in there in the AIDS tribute. Like, don't give me AIDS, Madonna. Like, I've been dead for years.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Imagine seeing, like, someone you knew, or his estate seeing that. They must have been like, what the hell? Like, I know there are rumors that he was like a closeted gay man, and I think it's pretty obvious. Close friends of his have said that publicly. I think Patti LaBelle said it like on a talk show, and, I remember when I was a kid, I told my uncle he was gay, and he was just like, no, he's not. I'm like, yeah, he is. Everybody says. I didn't know that myself. It was just that everyone knew it, but I thought it was hilarious that he didn't know that. I was like, he's like, no, he's not. You don't know what you're talking about. I was like, no, man, he's gay.
Your uncle was upset.
He was.
He was like, that was my role model.
For real, he got all the girls. That was when Luther put out, Can I Take You Home Tonight? Which that song always bothered me because he's like, it's like, can I take you home out tonight? But then he's like, to the movies, to the park, I'll have you home before it's dark. I'm like, how you go out tonight and you have you home before it's dark? It makes no sense.
It rhymes, Julian.
Bro,
it's the songwriter's discretion. There's certain things that you just gotta like.
No, it makes no sense. What are we in Iceland or something? That's the only way it makes sense. Sorry, Luther. But yeah, I thought it was wild. I thought it was a wild tribute just to throw someone in there who wasn't publicly like, the cause of death at all. Just
the
to make
funny
the wild
thing is
assumption.
that it seems like he wasn't always in the montage. It was like they just randomly decided to throw him in that one day.
Yeah, it's Black History Month. They had to diversify it.
It ain't right.
I'm glad they removed it. It was a nice gesture, but like,
Madonna is 65 years old and still on tour.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. Bruce Springsteen's still out there, Billy Joel, a lot of people. But I feel like for them, they're not like dancing around. They're kind of like stationary. So to be 65 and be moving around, that's another level.
She's doing her thing.
She's doing something.
She looks like a... never mind.
Yeah, let's
subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Spotify, follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.